Here on the Foppish Dandies channel, we haven't done any product reviews. We've only done like video game reviews, stuff like that.
Yeah.
We usually talk about news and then just
bullshit opinions,
play games, review movies and stuff. But this is an 8bitdo, or 8bitdo, however you say it, gamepad. And we felt like it was cool enough that it deserved a review.
Yeah.
It is exactly a Super Nintendo controller.
Yeah.
Like you can hold it up to your regular Super Nintendo controllers, and you probably won't be able to tell the difference.
No, I think there's
they're a little bit better.
I think the weight and the thickness is just a slight bit more than the original Super Nintendo controllers,
which is not a bad thing.
But it's not a bad thing at all. It feels very good.
Yeah. You can have it. You can get a dongle to your system and use Bluetooth, so you can have a wireless Super Nintendo controller.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
8bitdo actually makes these adapters that you can plug directly into your Super Nintendo, and sends a Bluetooth signal, and so you can actually play your Super Nintendo wireless.
Yeah. Also
plays your PC flawlessly.
If you're a bad boy for life and emulate those games, you can connect it with this USB cable that looks like the factory cable to your computer and play your emulated games, which is pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, or any other game really. It works for just about a lot of cool. Like you can use it for Steam, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah.
And
if you got like a side scroller or something like that,
for any of you Raspberry Pi users or Retro Pi users, works perfectly on that too.
Yeah,
which is emulation, but I mean,
the packaging is amazing.
Yeah, very awesome.
For $30. Comes in this box, which isn't that amazing. It's a box.
It's
but
it's a very good quality box.
Yeah, but when I opened it, I found it to be incredibly impressive. It comes with a keychain, which it's kind of weird, but at the same time neat.
Yeah, if it'll zoom in or not, but
it's neat.
Very cool.
And your cables come in their own little box.
Yeah, little boxes.
Your instruction manual comes in a little box. Like it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's I think it was $30 just for the controller. I don't remember how much the dongle was. It was worth it. Whatever they are.
It is practically identical. Let's see if I can get some good light here. Practically identical.
And
it is identical.
I wasn't thinking before we started this. I should have brought the old controller out, but I put it away.
Just says 8bitdo gamepad on the front instead of Super Nintendo.
Yeah, it's.
What's awesome too is it's Bluetooth. You can use it on your phones, your iPad, gamepad, Android. I think iPad too. Yeah, it does Mac too.
Yep.
All that. So you can actually, put your tablet up and then play anything on there, because it'll sync to your Bluetooth. It's phenomenal.
Well, and what's kind of prompted this review of the 8bitdo controller is that they just recently,
a few days ago,
they came out with support for the Nintendo Switch. So
updated their firmware for multiple controllers. They've got. If you haven't been to the 8bitdo website, I strongly recommend you checking it out.
Like Amazon
has them too.
Amazon.
I'm sure a lot of people have if you're in the retro gaming scene, or if you still love to play those old ones. If you're looking for something, they're a little high. They're about usually about $30.
Yeah.
They've got a 64 controller. They got the Super Nintendo. They've got the original classic NES controller.
The Famicom.
They've got the Famicom controller.
That will be my next one.
They've got a joystick. They've actually got a joypad, which is awesome. They've got a lot, and for a lot of these, the FC30, this is the NES30, the NES30.
SNES30.
This is the SNES30, and those have all been updated in their firmware just a few days ago, and now And there's other videos floating around, and once we get our Switch, whenever that may be down the line, they get some more games.
Yeah, when they get some more games.
we'll do a video on that and show you how we can actually sync that up to the Switch and play games. But there is videos out there you can check out. They worked flawlessly. A guy was playing he played a platformer as an indie game with it, worked flawlessly, and he played the new Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with it. And he said it controlled very similar to the old Super Nintendo. Yeah. Obviously, be a little bit better than that, but it's cool because now you have an awesome working controller, and it's a classic style that everyone loves. One of the best, one of my favorite controllers of all time.
Yeah,
just
mine too.
Nostalgia. I mean, but $30 really isn't that bad for what you get.
Not for this good of a product.
Yeah, not for that good of a product. You know, like my Super Nintendo controllers that I bought for my PC were very cheap. They work flawlessly too. They work very good. But this is probably the most top of the line I have seen. 8bitdo is awesome.
Yeah.
And you know,
I don't think you're gonna find a.
We're not paid by them or anything. We're just.
I don't think you're gonna find a copy that's gonna be any better.
No, I mean the texture's there, the feeling, everything is there. Well, just like the original.
And the response. I mean, my original Super Nintendo controllers, they're old, obviously, so that might be why the response on this is so much better. But
yeah,
but I don't ever remember them being better. I had it since brand new, so
we did have a few issues, and we haven't tried it on mine. We did have a few issues connecting this to your computer.
Yeah.
I think there was a driver issue, so it might not have been the fault of the controller, because the controller works flawlessly on everything else we've done. The iPads, phones, everything. It has worked, and we have got it to work on your computer now.
Oh, yeah.
It's working now. We've got the driver situation figured, but I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
Now it works flawlessly, but at first, when we first got it, he had some issues. But so you may watch out for that. Other people's had them too. Nothing big though. As long as you have your drivers, I think you should be just fine. Man, it's one of the best that you can get. I'm actually going to get their 64 controller. I think that's all. I mean, it's not the best controller anyway, but you know, for something brand new, and I'm probably going to end up getting one of those wireless adapters.
Yeah,
that you can plug into the Super Nintendo itself, so you can that's awesome too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's. I mean, I don't really know what else to say. They're amazing. If you play retro games, you have to have it.
Yeah.
And like you just have to.
And if you want a classic gamepad for your Switch, now is I mean, now you've got something, and, and it's not going to be any different in price than your classic controller that was for the Wii.
Yeah, the thing is that Nintendo is going to have Super Nintendo games on their eStore. You know it.
Exactly,
I know it.
Exactly. When it launches, that's going to be the time you want something like that.
Exactly.
And I mean,
exactly.
8bitdo SNES30 can't go wrong.
No.